First thing is, I'll explain basic shit on how the UI even works and all kinds of shit like that, because there's some dumb stuff.
Hey!
So you can skip that first. Now, in version 1.2, which is what we run on, you can skip that Wizard Trimbile cutscene. I don't think you can in 1.0. In fact, I know you can't in 1.0. I don't know if you can in 1.1. But anyway, 1.2, which is if you're running on the GOG version, which is the best way to do it, just get the GOG version and play it. It's 1.2, so you don't have to worry about it. So you skip that cutscene. Now, the thing is, this menu is always in any screen. You should be able to access this menu. Let's go to the upper left, and when it turns into the floppy disk icon, click. That's it. Now, the very beginning of this game, there are these transitions. You see that, like that wiping, like whatever you call that shit. I don't even know what you call that. That transition there, you can't do anything during it. You're fucked. Like, you have no control. And there's a fuckload of those throughout the game. There's an option to disable them. I think it's this one, effects. Yeah, that disables those. Now, walkthrough, like this, if I click here on the schoolhouse, this transition here, where it plays this fucking animation that you can't do anything during, that's controlled by the walkthrough option, and that is why... Oops, not old mill. That is why you disable both effects and walkthrough at the beginning. At the beginning of the game, this is what it would look like. You would skip Wizard Trimbile, come up here, disable effects and walkthrough, because those eat a fuckload of time. So you click each of those once, leave, right-click. Now, right-clicking opens the inventory. Now, I need to explain this inventory screen because I played through this game a couple times before I even understood how the fuck these actual buttons work. But you'll notice there are these 4 items in the inventory that have a solid light gray background. Those are permanent items, and no matter where you click on them, it will say use X. Use map, use photos, use tape recorder, use camera. That's all, like, doesn't matter where you click. Then they're the fully dark gray with nothing on them. Those are just squares. Those aren't even part of your inventory. Those are to make the UI look prettier. Prettier in quotes. Actual inventory items. This is where shit gets stupid. So the upper left part is in light gray. This, if you click the upper left part, you're picking up the item in one click. So now I'm carrying the knife. The lower right part of it is use, this dark gray. So if I click that, I'm given options as to what to do. So you actually need to understand that, which I beat this game a couple times before I even knew that, because it's very stupid. At this point, any percent doesn't give a shit about the rock, the vulture, or any of this. But it does want to drop this orb. Now, the reason it wants to drop this orb is because, say I just go forward here, and I click on the lighthouse, this motherfucker's going to get up and talk.
Oh, I sense we're near the lighthouse.
And I don't want all this, obviously, right? I mean, you don't want him to... He'll be interrupting, I don't know how many minutes it loses, but all of that talking, Wizard Trimbile shit, loses minutes, literal minutes. So on the first screen, you drop the orb. That way, so the first thing you do, to recap, is come up here, disable effects, disable walkthrough, right-click to bring up your inventory, which I'll go ahead and right-click to bring up your inventory. On the lower right-hand portion, click there, because that will use it. Then come over to drop tele orb, and drop it. Then move forward. Then move forward. Then you want to go over here. Now there is... If you want to be quick about it, like super quick, you can line up kind of here. I don't know what a good... I guess you could say, because there's kind of this rock here, and then there's this rock here. Can you line up anywhere? No, you really don't want to be too far to the right, because that'll take you to the road to the south, so... Kind of like, I've been aiming towards this kind of lighter part of this rock, and just triple click. Because that takes you straight to here. Then you want to open your inventory and pick up the knife, which is the upper left part. Stupid shit. Click it on the vines, come down to cut vines. Now you're carrying the vines. Then you come over to wood planks, left click on tie vines on wood planks. It makes a raft. You click the raft, and you can't skip this cutscene. Now, you should be playing on the CD-ROM version, which automatically comes up here. Now, yes, the floppy disk version exists. The boards currently don't allow it. However, even if they did, I'm pretty sure it would end up being slower, because although those cutscenes don't exist on the floppy disk version, on any percent, the joke book glitch isn't there, so you can't duplicate the disk pieces, which means you have to do all kinds of shit that you don't have to do in the normal any percent run. Like, you have to do all the shit with her, you have to, it's a huge mess. The floppy disk version is actually slower. So, with that out of the way, what we need to do once we're here is we don't need to deal with almost anything here. We don't need to talk to the waif down here. We don't need to go here. We just need to come over here to the hardware store, go in, and put this box in our inventory. That's all we need. Leave. Go to boozes. Now a quick way, like, if you want to be quick, so yeah, you just go to the bottom of the screen after you put it in there, triple click, and that'll put you here. Then take your mouse all the way to the left, because as long as you aren't too far to the bottom or too far to the top, this whole side is a hot spot for that. So just take your mouse kind of to the middle left and click. That'll let you actually 1, 2, 3, bam. And then after that click, you need to come to like center screen from where you are, and that'll get you to the door. So it's a few fast clicks, but 1, 2, 3 left, bam.
Who are you?
And then you'll be inside boozes.
Don't matter. Want some rye? Of course you do.
Then immediately come outside. We don't need the key. All you need to do is go through the left door, click the chalk, go back inside.
Want some rye? Of course you do.
Now, the way I'm doing this now is I click on booze and come down to make a toast. Now, while he says the toast, you can move the cursor, but it's not visible.
Here's to us.
Yeah, you can move the cursor, but it's not visible. Now, this is the worst part of it. You want to kind of align. There's my way of doing it. I don't know if it's the only way of doing it. I'm aligning the glass a little bit. There's just 1 pixel on the plant. Let me put this up so I can actually kind of point. Oh shit, the words are in the way. Let's disable the text. You can see that one little light pixel on the plant. I actually aim underneath it, kind of covering up this other one, and double click. So let's re-enable the text. Double clicking is what you need to do is pour the glass out. You can actually click anywhere you want and go to pour the glass out and click, but if you cover up this light pixel and kind of be under and double click, you automatically do it. So, and then I come up here and there's this kind of light red area on top of this shelf where this bottle is, where the light's hitting it. If you double click on the right part of that, then you'll drink. That way you're minimizing your mouse movement. You can... Now, all you actually need to do, you don't need to actually worry about all this shit.
You do.
You can, as long as you toast,
Who's like us?
then come down here and pour it out, then click anywhere. It doesn't matter where, as long as you're not leaving the fucking place, and go to drink, you're fine. But if you want to be fast, like super fast, you know, like you're used to this shit, you know the game well, whatever, then
Of course you do.
click on booze, toast, try to aim there-ish, double click up here. And you want to do that until you get to the toast and they're all dead.
Want some rye? Of course you do. And they're all dead.
Right there.
Once
he says, and they're all dead, you come over and ask for keys.
My keys? Oh, sure, yeah. I'm too dry to drunk. Oh, would you pick up a 6-pack while you're out? I'd be much obliged.
Once you get his keys, you actually do need to finish this whole toasting ritual off, so you need to pick the glass back up, which remember is the upper left part of it, and then do the same pour and drink routine. He'll pass out and knock a bunch of shit over. Part of what he knocks over is the flask that you need to take. You actually need this flask. So I click on it and hit put in inventory, although you could just choose to pick it up, but come down here, take the keys you just got from Booze, put them in here, and open the door. Now, I dropped the keys here because you don't need them for the rest of the game, and you could choose if you wanted to wait until end game at the Citadel and drop them, but it's more clicks. So while they're in your hand, go ahead and drop them here. We are inside the new mill, and this door actually takes you, is what you came in. So you leave out the right door, and we're currently in the Great Underground Empire, which is, my notes show, go to GUE. We did that. That's shit that I've done so many times, I have kind of internalized. My personal notes just say, do the thing. So, at this point, if you're following along with these notes in the corner, the numbers on here actually correspond to the numbers on a keypad. So where it says 9, if you look at the number pad on your keyboard, it's up and right. So 7 would be up and left. So my notes saying 9-7 mean go up and right, then up and left. Now it says P/book. P meaning pick up. So pick up the book. Then 9, which is up and right. This shit here is like the dumbest. Like, this is when you start using the joke book glitch shit. Like, normally I'll show you the intended shit real quick so you understand how much is being skipped. Like, okay, so you come up here. Now, this is the intended. This is not what the run does. Intended is talk to Pugny, apologize to him.
For you. I've only got one milk cow, and she only eats carrots. So just go away.
This audio clip plays.
Just take what you need.
This is him giving you the permission to take the bra box.
I didn't order.
You have to let it play out as intended. If you do anything to get him to shut up, then you don't have permission. It's at the end of that audio clip that you get permission. Then you would come over here and grab the bra box. So now you have it, and it's all allowed as intended. But we're gonna skip that shit because that takes a while. What you can do is drop the joke book, drop the knife, come up here, pick up the bra box.
You lying thief! I hope the Guardian will be getting you for that!
He gets pissed off at you for taking the bra box, but then you just put it back down. Now, come back here. Since you set this up, you can actually click the dropped items, which it shows in the notes. Click dropped. Now, where it says C/book 3, that's click the book 3 times. So if you click the joke book once, you're currently holding the book, but it's like not the book, but it is. It's fucked up. But for some reason this stays, and now you can click the book as many times as you want because the joke book is fucking broken in this game. Don't understand it. The second time you click it, for some stupid reason, it actually is like clicking the last item you interacted with, which was the bra box. So now I'm carrying the bra box. Then I click it a third time, and I'm carrying the book again. We don't need the knife the rest of the game, so we don't even worry about picking up the knife. So at this point, we've clicked the book 3 times if you're looking at the notes. So you click anywhere on the screen, and you now have the bra box and the book. So to recap that, it's fucking stupid that this works. Drop. Drop. Come up here. Pick up the bra box.
You lying thief! I hope the Galdrian will be getting you for that!
Drop the bra box. Come back here. Click that. Click the book 3 times. Then click the screen. We're good. We have the bra box. Now, at this point, the Guardian flag for that screen is set, so if you ever accidentally come up to the screen and leave, the Guardian comes, takes all your shit, and your run's dead. So, caution, doing this, do not come back up to the screen. So that takes the bra box. Now, when you do that, the first time that you click the book, and I said it's the book, but it's not. The thing is, it actually, remember earlier I explained the inventory items with the slash in them are your normal inventory items, and any box that's just dark like this is just to make the UI, quote, pretty. Well, you now currently have a null item in your inventory. You have an extra slot that has nothing in it. That's that first book, which isn't a book. As I said before, the numbers are corresponding to the unlock your number pad. So 7, meaning up and left, 7 again. Now, the whole reason we're going to the vulture pits at all, this may seem like a waste of fucking time, but the reason we're coming here is because we're going to later be dealing with Rebecca, and there are 3 places Rebecca can show up, and she will eat a fuckload of your time. The reason we're coming here is basically to make it to where you can skip Rebecca. You don't ever have to worry about Rebecca RNG. You can fast travel here. This is, I guess you can call it RNG manipulation, even though it's really RNG skirting around. It's making sure that you can't have Rebecca fuck up your run. So 7, 7, 2, 2, 2, 7, 8 being forward 3 times, then 7. The ruins are one of the 3 places Rebecca can show up, so we're taking that out of the equation as well. Now, the only other place she can show up is the troll caves, but this run doesn't even go there anymore. So now we're at a place that we can fast travel later in the game to those places, since we've been there. We've been to the vulture pits and we've been to the ruins, so we don't have to worry about Rebecca's shit. So tiles, we come over here on this screen, we drop the book, which I'll go ahead and just drop the book. We drop the box. It doesn't matter what we drop here, really, but I've been dropping the box. So drop the box, pick up the tiles, turn around, drop them in the frame, click anywhere on the screen that is not a hotspot like turn around or anything, examine the puzzle. Now you need to solve this slide puzzle, which if... literally, I don't even know how I memorized it, but I did. It's this. I'll have to cut in... like, if I end up taking this, and my plan is probably to go ahead and take this, cut it, make it into a tutorial, and put it on YouTube. If I do that, I'll actually put the solution to the puzzle up. But you just practice. It's always the same. It's not RNG. It's just do that clicking and it's solved. I'll actually, I just didn't say it. I was going to say I'll do it again real quick, but I can't. So anyway, we drop the puzzle, and then in the notes it says 2, which is down, so turn around. Click on the piece. That's what the C/piece means. Then unclick piece. That's what UC means in my notes. Now the reason we're doing that is because we have set up the joke book glitch again using that disc piece. So now we click on the drop, and now it says C/book 13. Now what that is literally, yes, click the book 13 times, and that will actually create all 6 disc pieces we need to beat the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That makes it so we have all 6 pieces without doing their quests, and the joke book, we're holding it. So we click on the screen and pick up the box. And now we have, if you look at the inventory, all the disc pieces. We don't need to do all the shit for them, but we created a bunch of glitched inventory slots, which which will actually fuck up the end game a little bit, but we have a solution for it. It's a little bit of a time loss, but this is still way faster than the other ways of doing it. 2, 9, Modoc. This building right here is Modoc's armory. So you click on it and go inside. Now we're going to play a game of Survivor with him.
This game.
Click on the Survivor board and he'll do a bunch of talking you can't skip.
Survivor, in honor of Trimbile and Quinnock, the only 2 survivors of the Great Diffusion. Well, that happened over 400 years ago. You got 16 squares. I play the wizard and you can play Quinnock. So the wizard has got to move 1 square straight and 1 square diagonal in each move. Now you can move diagonal first and then straight after, it doesn't matter. Now the moment the wizard moves off a square, it caves in, forms a pit. Now Quinnock can jump to any unoccupied square and force you to move into a pit, and he's won. Now the object is to have all the squares turn into pits, except the one you'll be sitting on. That takes strategy. Give it a try.
So his instructions are correct, except when he says the object, that's the object for him. You're trying to avoid him doing that. That's not explained very well. So, like, there are 2 possible first moves he can do. He'll either move here to C2, or he'll move here to B3. What you're trying to do is get him to where he can't move anymore. He has no possible moves. He moves like a knight in chess. There are 2 things to memorize. Well, there's actually 1 thing to memorize, and it's mirrored. If he moves here to C2, then you want to move down here to B4.
Oh, you're not as dumb as you look.
The next move is up here to B1.
You're not as dumb as you look.
Then B2.
Uh-huh.
Then B3.
You're not as bad as you smell.
Then you want to move over to C3, and that ends it.
Huh?
There are actually many, quote,
really
optimal solutions to Survivor against Modoc,
I'd like to give you something that may help.
but all the optimal ones, 5 moves. 5 moves is the fewest moves you can beat Modoc with.
Smitty across the way can shine it up for you. Oh, and here's a talking. It might come
Now,
in
if he
handy.
goes to the other, it's not really common, but he can go. There we go. If he goes to this one, then literally just swap the letters and numbers around. And so instead, what you're going to want to do is, instead of going down here, you'll come over here.
Uh-huh.
And you just mirror it. You just it's just a rotation of the previous one.
I'd be needing to think about that. Watch this. Well, I guess you're getting the hang of it, eh?
And you'll beat him. So once you beat him, he'll give you that toke, as he says, the token. Down here, it'll show up down here. You pick it up as I already have and put it in your inventory. Now the notes say 212878, so 21287, and 8 is actually over here. Now we'll come in here through the window. Over here to the left is Alexis. We'll click on her once. This is just to get a recording of her for the end game. You can't skip that, because of course you can't. Now, we'll leave. You do not want anything in your hand when you click here, because anything that is in your hand, this next cutscene that plays, Rebecca will knock it out of your hand. So you want to make sure you're empty-handed, which you should be at this point if you put the coin in your inventory instead of picking it up.
Huh?
And it now nothing will be on her bathroom floor.
Hold it right there. I got a few questions to ask you. I'm warning you. See if you can figure this out.
Now for this one, you have to memorize the 7 days or have notes of them. They are Sand Day, typed like this, and Mud Day, Gru's Day like this. Birthday is the 5th day, and it's only 1 word. The rest of them have spaces before a day. Frog Day is the equivalent to Friday, and then Star Day is the last one. Those are the 7. So she asked for the 2nd, so it's Mud Day.
Okay. You're alright. So next time, try to use the door. And you don't need to steal anything.
That's one of the things that still needs to be memorized in any percent.
Take whatever you need.
now she gave us permission to take her shit. So we'll come up here. According to the notes, it says kitchen, fill flask, and thermos. N for inventory / meat. So fill flask. You'll need to pick up the flask from the inventory, which is again the upper left part of it. Now this actually is a little bit of execution, because you want to fill the flask and this thermos. Now there's an animation that plays out of the sink when you start the water that has a limited amount of time on it. And since we want to fill both of these with water, you want to be quick. What you can do, there's this. Let me turn off the text and put this back in the inventory real quick. There is this here on this shelf. There are these 3 items. If the far left one, if you take the flask, let me turn the text back on, and put it underneath it, like right here. It's not pixel perfect or anything. Just kind of aim it kind of underneath it. You can quadruple click, which will click once and you'll be hovering already over turn sink on. Then click it again, then hit fill flask with water. If you quadruple click in that spot, you will quickly fill the flask with water. Now see that animation still playing? You want to get the thermos and pick it up and come over here and click once at least while that's still playing. So if you take the flask, quadruple click, come over here, pick that up, get over here quick enough to get filled thermos with water. That way you don't have to click again on the sink. Now you can, if you don't want to, if you fuck that up, you don't get over there in time. It doesn't matter, just turn the sink back on. It's a little more clicking, but quadruple click, pick up. You could wait and come over here and turn the sink back on, then, and you can do the same quadruple click in that case if you fuck it up. It's fine, just a little bit faster. Come up here, because we do need the meat. Put it directly in our inventory. Now the next thing in our notes says 2, 2, 2, 2, which I'm counting leaving this screen as the first 2. 2, 2, 2. 6, which means to the right. 8, which is forward twice. That'll take us to East Shambar. We want to go to the Incinerator, which is right here it's this building. Of all of these, this one. Incinerator. Now, to show how important it is, never, ever, ever have this lever up and this one up at the same time. Because if you do, you splody and run over. So you definitely you don't want to do this. You click the right one is lever 1, because of course it is, because it's Zork, I guess, I don't know. And then you want to take the drawbacks that we stole from Pugny, chuck that bitch in there. Close lever 1. For the love of God, close lever 1. I kind of think I want to do that. No! And then, yeah, what I did is I opened lever 2 and zoomed in. Now, you want to pick up the thermos, not the flask. They both have water in them, but we need the flask to have the illuminate potion in it for end game. So we want to use the thermos water. Click, pour it out. The wire is cooled. We want to click, pick up the wire. Click the zoom out. Then you want to click down and left. Take you here. Come up a little bit to click on the journal store. While the wire is in hand, because we're using it as a lockpick, you want to click on the door and go to insert wire. Now we want to drop the wire on the screen because it's something we don't need for the rest of the game, and it'll just mean throwing more shit at the Citadel at the end, so drop it. These rats move back and forth a fuckload, and we need them. So let's pick up the rats, which is a little fun. Then, now this is where the UI, being a weird piece of shit, gets kind of interesting, because we want to drop these rats in the box. Now, to explain again, I know I keep bringing it up, but it's so fucking weird. The upper left is pick up, and the lower right is use. So if you're holding an item, and you click on the upper left, you're going to pick up the other item, which will automatically put the item you were holding in your inventory. You don't want the rats just sitting loosely in your inventory, because if you make 3 turns with the rats just sitting loosely in your inventory, you die. of hantavirus because Zork. So you need to have the rats, use them with the box, which now is the, if you're holding the rats and you go to the lower right part of it, click, then you can go to drop rats in box. That's what you need to do. We need to shake the cereal box twice. Wait. As soon as it goes away from the busy icon, you can click to leave. Click again. Wait. And then the whistle pops up. We take the whistle, put it in our inventory. 2, 3, 8, 8, 7, 9, 7, 8. We want to come over here to inside this barn. Now we want to milk the cow. This takes multiple steps because of course it does. You can't just milk the cow because your hands are cold. So we need to warm them. We can't milk into anything except the thermos, and we have the thermos, so that's good. Now in order to warm our hands, we need to pick up the hay, then drop it. Because, fuck, like if you don't do this and you try to set this on fire, you burn the barn down, you die. We drop the hay so we don't burn the barn on fire, which I still don't see how that works because the fire should spread from that to this floor and whatever. It's what you need to do. And in the matches, we want to, this is one of the few times that you want to click on the lower right and hit light a match. Then click on the hay with the lit match and hit burn hay. Click on the now hay fire, warm your hands. Now you go to your inventory, pick up the thermos, and milk the cow with it. And you've got that carrot milk. Now we actually need to take a picture of the cow. Which is right-click the inventory, click the camera, bam, picture of the cow. Now, the notes say 222, which is down, 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 7, which is up left, 888, which is forward 3 times, and 9, which is up and right. 222, 7, 888, 9. We're in front of the Whispering Woods. Here's one of the first really big places that you can easily rip your run. It could be worth saving your game if this is one of the first few times you're doing the run, because a misclick can easily end the run. So we go inside, we're holding the thermos, which is the convenient thing about the way this is routed because we actually need it. We go in, okay, that's the directions. Now that's forward, left, forward, forward. Now, so forward, left, forward, forward. That's the first part. The RF, LF, and parentheses with a 3 means you want to go right, forward, left, forward 3 times. So right, forward, left, forward, right, forward, left, forward, right, forward, left, forward. Left, 1, 2, 3, that's 3 forwards. Now we want to be careful about this point because we can die if we don't drink the milk here. So we want to drink the milk. Right, forward, forward, right, forward, 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 right, forward, left, forward, forward, forward. Now we want to pick up the coin, and you can just triple click on here. It buffers all the rings. Once he shows up, aim the coin over his forehead and double click. That'll give him the coin. Now, we have to wait literally 45 seconds for this. I have not found a way to skip this in all this time. Anyway, we need to take this sword, which is not the true Dwarven Sword of Zork, which we actually don't get in any percent, and come up here holding it and click this knocker and pry it. Come back one screen because you can't do it on that screen up there for some reason, and use the magnet with the whistle, which is again the lower right part of this. Click and hit blow whistle. That gives us fast travel. Now anytime you open the map, you can just click anywhere and go there. Be careful, this here, the rapids, is an instant death, so if you're ever down here for some reason, avoid clicking here or you just die. Because of course you do. So if you come over to the notes, it says M/9, M being map 2. So 9 basically means turn the page. Which I already had turned the page. So ruins. We need to go to the ruins. Now that we're here, I didn't put it in the notes, but now that we're here, we need to put these illuminite rocks in our inventory. So I'll actually go ahead and put in the notes. M ruins, M rocks. Then we need to come in here, and in the notes it says forward, right, forward, because this is F2, so forward, right, forward. That takes us to the money tree. Yes, money literally grows on trees in this world, so we need to pick up the sword. A witch's stick would also work, but we don't have it, so... The first thing that dropped is the token that we gave to the ferryman, but we don't need it, so we need to go ahead and hit it again. And we want to take these coins, because this is 3 Zork mids. So, we've got 3, we only need 2 for the run. So let's see, we go now, we follow these directions, which are back, right, forward, right forward, left forward, right forward. Now when you click this last forward, you're going to be on a screen with a bowman shooting at a fairy, and he is currently blind. The reason I'm not clicking yet is because I want to explain fully that screen, the bowman and fairy are going to do a fuckload of talking, and while they're talking, you can't do anything. You can't click anything, you can't open your inventory, you just have to listen to them. So as soon as you get control on this screen, you want to open your inventory, grab the thermos out of it, click it on the bowman, and give it to him. You want to do that before they take control back over and you lose a bunch of time. So...
I know you're out there.
You big orc!
Right click, grab the thermos, click it on him, give it to him.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Sometimes he can glitch out, say a fuckload of random things out of the game. Don't know what causes that. If he does it, that's just a time loss, and either you can decide to take it or reset. It's kind of hilarious. Don't know what causes it. It's very rare. So you pick up all the shit he dropped. Click right, forward, left. Now, which is the next part of the notes, I didn't click the next forward yet because when you go forward here, you actually are on a screen where grooves can kill you because it's dark. So you can either choose to click forward here, which I actually do, and if you do, you need to light a match quickly before a groove kills you. Or you can be safe about it and light the match before you go in, and then click forward. Either way, you'll be on this screen with the fairy. Click her and click friendly. You only have to click it one time, but make sure that the
myself, though.
border around it turns red when you do.
But since it is a matter of honor among fairies to reward good deeds done on our behalf...
And she should give you the fairy dust.
It's fairy dust. You'll figure it out.
Now that she's given us the fairy dust, you want to go to your inventory, use the fairy dust with the meat, and sprinkle the fairy dust on it. Then drop the fairy dust. Now that we've done that, we are going to M/2, which is map, and the /2 means we want to go down on the map, and then vulture pits. And yes, I did say go down on the map, take that how you will. So we are at the vulture pits. Now, what we need to do, if we just click forward, this is another instant death screen. If we click forward at the vulture pits, we're dead. So don't do that. It's another one of those awesome, you can completely lose your run because you fucking clicked the wrong shit. You want to take the meat that we sprinkled the fairy dust on, and somewhere along the left side of the screen, not down here where the arrow is and not up here where it turns into the floppy disk. Somewhere along here, not all the way to the left. Actually, no, not all the way to the left. Well, yeah, it doesn't work if you're all the way. Almost all the way to the left. You can be pretty far over. So anywhere, you know, vertically in this area, double click, and it will throw the meat. And since you had the fairy dust on it, they fall asleep. So you go forward, take the talon, and then we have M8, which is go to the map, go up, and go to East Shambar. Now you want to turn around, go left, and shut him up. Then you want to click on the knot in his hand, which will get him to teach you the cow hitch.
Hey, you know, that reminds me of this knot called the cow.
No way to skip this that I know of.
Okay, it's left and right. Under, through, around, again, and back, I think. Yeah, that's it. Good and strong.
Now that he's taught you the cow hitch, you click on Ask Recordings. And right there in my notes it says YouTube Rebecca 1. Let's click up twice and play Rebecca track 1. So click up twice and click play.
See if you can figure this out.
I had a girl. She was a witch. She's quite a girl. I had a fight with her a while back. I don't even remember what about.
And yes,
Spoken since.
showing him anything about a female or playing him back anything with a female in it gets him to get all sappy about a witch he used to date.
And take it to her? Appreciate it.
Because that's the state he's in now. So we pick up the Zork mids and give them to him.
Appreciate it.
Making sure not to click the knot because that will again make him teach you the cow hitch, which is a huge time loss. You want to take the rats out of the box, which the way I do it is come down here to the lower right part of the box and click remove rats. Click the rats on the motor and drop them into the motor because of course you do. Click forward to the witch's hut. We go inside and get her to shut up because she will just waste your time. You want to ask her about Photo, the cow.
Aww. Have you ever tried to milk a cow with cold hands? These little darlings are very useful, and so are their byproducts.
Which gives you permission to take the bats. Then you want to give her the letter that Ben just gave you and give it to her.
Oh, for me? I must take your boat. Why don't you take that stick so you can navigate the bogs? Thank you. You're such a dear.
Don't have any hamsters. Yeah, I know. Those hamster-run boats, man. So now we have permission to take the stick and the bats. Let's click on the stick, put it in your inventory, pick up the bats so you're currently holding them. Then we need to fast travel using the map again. Map 2, so go down. And then go to the Whispering Woods on the right. Move forward. Since we're holding the bats, we want to go... if you line up kind of the bottom of the bats to the bottom of this compass rose shit here, this S, and to the right of the left part of this tree here, so kind of like here-ish, and double click, you will remove the bats from the cage. So just kind of double click there. You don't have to be in that, obviously just remove the fucking bats, but you know, just telling you the quicker way to do it. So pick up the bat guano they drop, use it with the flask, and drop it in the flask. It'll say you have some funny tasting water, which, because this game is dumb and glitched, is the same thing as correctly making the potion as intended. You're supposed to use water behind a specific waterfall at the flood control dam number 3, and the game actually doesn't give a shit. So we will, now that we've done that, click on the map, and we don't have to go up or down on it because Snoot's farm is right here. Then we go down, left, and forward, and put this rope in our inventory. Actually, we'll just pick it up. Then we'll go to the map, and we will go up, and then change the page, and go to the lighthouse. And we want to go forward and go to the door.
What's that? That glowing thing.
And it doesn't matter if you give or show him the Illuminite. Either way, he'll take one. So...
Thank you. You don't know how long I've been waiting for this. Those other proposals Rupert suckered in never came back.
You just go upstairs. Now, you want to grab the rope out of your inventory and click it on the rail. Make sure to click tie cow hitch on rail and not tie rope on rail, or else you'll die when you try to cross. Take the talon out of your inventory, click it on the rope, and then click tie talon on rope. Click on what you've just, this weird shit you've just done, and click throw rope. At this point, you should see a 2 at the end of that message. If you don't, you fucked up somewhere and all that, and you might want to pick this up and do it again. But if you see a 2 at the end of that, you're safe to cross. You want to go forward a couple times. Click on this shield, put it in your inventory, go inside.
Hello.
In a second, you'll have the option to shut her up, but right now you don't. As soon as you have the option to shut her up, click on it. Stop talking.
The reign of darkness began.
Right here. Then go over to the statue and click on it.
Phoebo. He discovered the Illuminite cluster. The shrine holds pieces of his mining cart and some of his clothes.
And the reason you need to click on that is because if you don't click on it or give her the sword to bless it, or which you can't give her this sword anyway because it's a fake one, but there are a few things you can do. I can't remember what they all are. This is the fastest one, clicking the statue and getting her to say that. If you don't, this won't be open. For some stupid reason, that opens this to let you go in here.
You're kind of clumsy for this kind of work, aren't you? Can't be too choosy these days.
Right, straight, right, left, right, straight. Come up here. Save. You don't need to save. I'm saving. Just hold the helmet. Don't put it in your inventory thing. Just hold on to it. Click on this. Now, the thing is, we're about to enter a section where there's animations that play. Like, I'll go ahead and click on it and show you the first animation. I won't click on anything. And see, it takes me down here. Now, you just kind of gotta get the feel for it. There are these intersections. At any intersection is a node. So you need to, I'm gonna highlight the directions again. You need to click the direction and then wait for the next node. So like if I left, wait. Now that I've turned left, click right, wait. For straight, you don't have to click anything, so just wait for it to go. Now we've passed that node, so we need to click right. Click left. Right, and so on and so forth. Nothing. Right. Whoa, I can't, there you go, left. That kind of glitched out for a second. Left, left. Right. Straight. Which is nothing. If you do that correctly, you'll end up at the ancient ruins. Now, you're holding the helmet. There's a poem, a terrible ass poem, that tells you what items need to go where. Go ahead and click the helmet on him. But you don't want to click anything else yet. Click the helmet. Then you want to go to the map. Come back to the mountain pass to pick up the orb. Because we actually need it now. Then go back to the map and click on the big tree. Turn around, go forward. Pick this shit up. Go back, map, ancient ruins. You'll have to listen to him real quick.
I think we're near something we missed during the Great Diffusion.
And now you're holding the orb. So on the far right's where that goes. So now bog down not with your staff, but return to throw, so that's the talon. That's the vessel sight, so that's the thermos. Miss your boxing helmet. Now boxing helmet means box and helmet. So you need the box too. And your brilliant defense of the shield. It hits you in the orb kicker. Now you need to place the disc pieces that we duplicated earlier down to the trencher and click either button. It doesn't matter, but I usually click the green button, which was labeled red button. It looked like... That's weird. And that forges the flying disc Frobas, so put that shit in our inventory. We don't need... Actually, just pick it up, I'm sorry. We don't need any of this, because now all we need to do is go to the map and go switch pages, go down, click the Cliffs of Depression, turn around, go left. This is the Wall of Illusion. So, just like the Vulture Pits, anywhere on the left side of the screen, except not down here and not up here. Kind of on the left, not all the way though. Double click to throw the disc. Click forward. We're at the Citadel. So we want to pick up the bow, use it with the arrows, and click shoot arrow at hand. Once it's done with that long shit, it kind of the opposite of when we were throwing stuff. Come over to the right, most of the way to the right, double click somewhere to drop the bow. Drop everything. Make sure the flask is last. Click the book 3 times, then click the flask. And then put the flask in your inventory. I don't even know if you need to do that necessarily. You don't.
Huh?
You should be able to just drop it. This should be an infinite flask now. Come over here to the tape recorder. Click up once, which should be Alexis, and click play. What is the point? Dude, this guy's animations are completely fucked. I don't know what he's doing. Now move forward. Now you should have an infinite instance of flasks. But let's throw the book first. Yeah, it just became invisible. It doesn't help. Click. Flask. Click flask. We just need to throw the flask a bunch. Because this bridge is going to come down. Make sure you do not click forward or you will die. So you want to throw your flask anywhere that's the Citadel Bridge. I prefer to do it on the side. I mean, this technically works. You could do it here. But the thing is, the center of the screen is where the forward arrow is. And it's nowhere on the left and right. So I come over here for safety. If you line yourself up with this bigger flame in the middle here, you can double click the throw. So that's helpful. And you can buffer the right click to open your inventory while the throwing sound is happening. If you right click, as soon as it's done, your inventory opens. And we go forward for the final
Perhaps you know some of my collection.
showdown with Morpheus, which is a game of Survivor, but from the other side. So you are playing the other piece.
And have taken the best from each. From you, I will take strategy.
Now,
we will play survival.
the way this works,
You may play the wizard Trimby.
what you're needing to do, the point of this last game of Survivor, is to, because you're playing the wizard piece, you can only move in as a knight does in chess. So I can only move from here to either C2 or B3. But But each time you move, the last space you leave, nobody can occupy it because it's now a pit. The whole point is to make it to where the entire board is covered in either pits or your space or Canuck space. So that means basically you're doing a Knight's Tour minus one move because he's on the board too. So there are a lot of different solutions. You could theoretically just look up any solution or figure out any solution and follow that and pass when he's in your way, because you can pass infinitely. But it's faster if you memorize this. Okay, so if you consider these 4 center squares as inner, I mean, if you call them inner, it doesn't matter what you call them, and call these the corners, and then all the rest of them outer, so B4, C4, you know, all the middle outer ones, not the corners, then all of the winning, well, all of the useful for speedrunning winning combinations are inner, outer, inner, I'm sorry, inner, corner, inner, outer, 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 twice. So inner, corner, inner, outer, 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 inner, corner, inner, outer, 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 outer. So at this point you could move to either inner. That's legal for your Knight's move. Now you need to go to corner, which means this is the only one that you should try to go to. He could block you, and if he does, you need to pass, which is a time loss. That's the only good spot for us right now, because it's the only Knight's move that's even available to us, and it's inner, so we pass. And now we can go where he was. So that's the inner, corner, inner. So now we need to do 4 outers. Outer, 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 outer. Any of these middle ones on the outside. So he moved to one of our legal and good places, but this is also an outer that is a Knight's move away. So this right here is where we should move instead of passing.
Do you forfeit?
So now we could move here or here for our second outer. So he moved here, let's move here. We want him to move here now because we want to move here because that's our next outer that's a legal Knight's move away. He moved here, so let's move here. He will always move. If there is a way he can block you, he will. And I don't mean like that was technically a block even though we didn't want to go there. That is where we want to go, so we need to pass. That is the only good move for us, is as the 4th outer. So we need to move there. So we pass. We come up here. So now we need to do it again. Inner, corner, inner, outer, 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 outer. So where he is right now is actually where we need to go. Now either corner is fine, but he's probably going to move here, so we'll take where he is right now. He didn't, but I was already hovered over it and it was good, so we need the last inner. He took it, so we'll pass.
I think you are in trouble now.
And now we need the last 4 outers. So this is where we need to go, so he'll block us. So we pass. And now we can go here or here. Either of those is fine, because they're both outers, and they're both a Knight's move away. So go to the one he didn't block. Now he's pretty much guaranteed to block us, so we'll have to pass.
Not very smart.
Yeah, sadly, this is where a lot of the RNG lies in this run, the very end. We want him to move here, which he did, because that means that's where we want to move after this next move. And for him to move there means he can't be there when we need to move there. So him moving there last was actually good RNG. So now we can go to our last spot. and we win. Time stops upon that click.
I never lose. I never lose.